Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm hoping my mic is working this time. I felt really bad um, that I didn't have any sound for the last video. Anyway, I am going to not show you the whole rooting process, but when you do root, especially, well, all the time you should, but especially when you're using dark hair, is to wash it first. Because even if it says, it's colored and it's washed, it's still going to bleed and it can discolor and stain the vinyl on your doll as you're rooting it. So it's a little easier if you do it in smaller sections, but this is the section I did, and I washed it under hot water with just some of my shampoo, and um, I put a little bit of, oh, I'm running really low, I gotta make some more of my conditioner, um, and just brush it through. Yeah, I need to make more today. I am completely out. So anyway, I'm going to stop the video right now and get things ready, and I'll see you in a few. So first I'm going to show you my rooting tool. I have arthritis in my hand, especially right in through here, and it really hurts a lot. So I found that this rooting tool works the best for me. And in order to use this type of rooting tool, you have to buy pre-cut needles. So I'm actually using a 22 gauge crown rooting needle from Bountiful Baby. And the way this tool works is you put the needle in, if you can see that, and then you put this part in and make sure it's lined up in the middle, and then you put this part on and you screw it on till it's nice and tight, and then you're ready to root. So what I did over here, I took a little bit of the hair that I'm going to use and I combed it through. And to be quite honest, if you want to learn how to draw the hair and, prep it, I hate to send you to somebody else's video, but you may need to watch somebody else's video on, drawing the hair. I don't know, it just sort of came natural to me, and it messes me up more if I draw the hair on and then start to root. So I root and just kind of visualize how I think the hair should go. So, that's how I do it. I'm not saying that's the right way or the wrong way. It's just how I do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take and cut these into 3 even pieces here. And I just take a little bit at a time. And I always start with the side. Not really sure. Actually, I want to use a different piece here. And I might have made this too short. Okay, so you want to take a little bit And I probably should wait till this dries a little more and then show you, because we want to micro root and really only grab like 1 or 2 hairs at a time, preferably 1, but I usually start, and this is in an awkward position for me. So I'm not going to show you the entire rooting process, but I have some little hairs that are kind of, oops, don't do it like that. I don't know if you could see, it grabbed that hair, but I don't know if I like that hair. And you're going to just root. I'm going to have to figure out how to get my laptop to recognize my good camera, and then that way I can do some close-ups. So this really, I'm not really going to give so much of a tutorial. So, but I can't wait till she's finished, and we'll see you in a bit. So when I get to this point, I start getting really excited because I know I'm coming down to the end here. So I'm going to finish her up and then cut her hair because she looks a little messy right now. One of the things you want to do is look inside. Hold her up to the window, and you can see where the hair is rooted, and if you see any bald spots, oops, sorry about that. If you see any bald spots, then you want to make sure you go back and root those spots or any weak spots. So there's a couple little spots that I need to go over. So this is her messy little head right now. And we'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so I am finished. I like to leave a little circle on the top of the head. So it's really messy right now. I have to cut her hair and glue the inside. So I'm going to cut her hair, and I still have to give her eyelashes. So I'll be back after I cut her hair. Okay, everybody, so I'm finished her hair. I cut it. I still might have to trim a little bit of pieces off. So I washed her face. So here's her hair. And for the eyelashes, what I'm going to do is you have to kind of root long, and then you trim. So close here. I'm hoping you can see this because the way I have her, I need to be able to, and see this little hair here, it's kind of a little too thick. So I'm just going to remove a part of it. And actually, I don't like the way that's laying. So I'm going to remove the whole thing. There we go. And I might actually even put like a couple little more pieces just to but what I want to do is I'm going to get a lighter colored hair and do that across the forehead. So what I'm going to do now is root her eyelashes. I don't know if you can see or not, but I have to be able to see. You want to make sure you're right here in the crease, and you can make them as thick as you want. I'd suggest the first time that you root a doll, do one, root the eyelashes. Do one with the eyes closed. It really is a lot easier than with them opened. Eventually, as I grow my channel, I'll give some tutorials on rooting open eyes. And I hope you can see this. It's just the way I'm rooting. I have to be able to see what I'm doing. So, but you want to root straight up, straight in. And as you get to the edges, what I do is I kind of root it so my needle is going like this. So I kind of like use this as a mark, and as I'm going in, just make sure that I am rooting up towards this area, if that makes sense. But I'm going to turn the video off so I can get closer and get a better look, because that one did not go in the crease. I just can't see as well when I'm videotaping. So I'll be back. See you in a bit. So she's all rooted, and I just make sure that each side is rooted pretty evenly. And then with a wet toothbrush, you want to, actually, before I do that, I don't know where my little toothpicks went to. I know I didn't use them all, but I did some rearranging because it was I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. I usually get a little toothpick, make sure all her hair, all the little hairs are up, but that thing was a little too thick. And just comb or brush them up, because you want the eyelashes to go upward. And I just let them dry. So when she's dry, we'll be back and we will cut them. So little Tia has her fine hair now, and I went ahead and put rooted a couple pieces of hair on her eyebrows, just because that's the way I like it. So before we glue the head in, we need to insert the magnet and the backing for her nose. And what I do is I take this and I peel it. Can you see? Oh, my trash can is all the way under here. And, whoop. And I take it so that it's sticky. And I have my magnet in my passy right now, so I'm going to get that fixed. And what I like to do, because the first three dolls I bought, well, I didn't buy many more, and then I started making them, but I think it was the second and the third doll I bought, the magnets became displaced. So, you know, the passy is kind of, doesn't, you know, it winds up like over here now. So, you know, I can take the head off and fix it. That's no problem, but I don't really use it too much. So I have her passy in place, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up. You probably can't see, but I don't really even look up there much anyway when I put the felt in place for the nose. And just make sure that, yep, and it's, I don't know if you can see the black felt, so it is covering it. And her binky's in place, and I don't know if you can see up there what it looks like. And then I usually just like to take an extra piece and just put it up there just to keep everything in place. And then get my E6000 glue, and I take and I just squeeze some into the top of the head. And I have this old brush that it's getting pretty caked up. I'm using the end of it now, to be honest with you. I just take and I go in and I smear the paint all around. I mean the glue all around. And you never want to use a glue gun, because the glue does not stick to the vinyl. And then you put a little more glue in because I want to make sure that the hair stays in. Oh, that was real good. I am so not used to doing any of this as I film it. Oh my gosh. And then I just take and I make sure the magnet is still in place. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to put some glue over top of the felt that I've glued in. And you want to make sure that you're getting this glue on the eyelashes also. So we are going to let her dry. She takes a couple hours to dry. And then I will be back to weight her head and stuff it. But you want to wait till all this glue dries, because if you start stuffing it, it's going to make it really hard if you have to ever do any repairs and go in and try and remove the stuffing. So wait till your glue is completely dried. I think the first few dolls that I did, I was so excited to have them finished that I stuffed them. And then after the first few, I was like, oh, what if somebody ever needs to go in and fix that? They're not going to be able to get all the stuffings out. So be patient and wait. So we'll be back when she's dry. I'll see you in a couple hours.